3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? This is Ash on Comics. It's new comic book day. It's Wednesday. Aren't you excited? Oh, wait. You're locked up in a pandemic that's killed less people than the flu, and the whole nation shut down, and more people are out of work than in the history of this country, and that includes the Great Depression. And there's no end in sight, and we're losing our civil liberties as we speak. People are losing their jobs. There aren't any new jobs to go get because it's spiraling out of control. And I'm sorry, you didn't tune in to hear all this depression. This is all stuff you probably already know. I don't mean to bring anyone down, but it's the reality that we live in, right? It's something we have to face. If we don't face it, if we just keep hiding up in our hole and just pretending it's not actually there, and we tune into YouTube and only listen to positive videos, if we just pretend it doesn't exist, maybe it'll go away. Well, it's not going to happen. And I think sooner or later, something's got to give. And again, I don't want to bring anyone down. My channel is about, sharing the love, enthusiasm of comics. As you can see here in front of me, I got Stan, the man. Haven't seen him in a while. He's been locked in quarantine, as is Forky. And you can see that they're social distancing right now. I don't have an In-N-Out burger today. I haven't had an In-N-Out burger since comics were shut down. In fact, I didn't do a video on the last comic book day because I didn't want to be negative. I was really upset, and I just decided, nope, I just don't even feel like doing it. And here I am now making a negative video, trying to see some positivity, because actually there is some good stuff. First of all, I don't have In-N-Out, but I got frozen food. Look at this. Oh, look at that. That is a chicken bake from Costco. It's a Kirkland chicken bake. That right there is ranch. It's a barbecue ranch. So take your favorite barbecue sauce, mix it with ranch, 1 to 2 ratio, 1 part barbecue sauce, 2 parts ranch. Goes really good with a lot of things, actually. I discovered that at a Wendy's had a barbecue chicken salad, and they had this barbecue ranch dressing, and I was like, holy shit, this is like the best dressing. Why hasn't anyone put barbecue sauce on a salad before? I don't know. You'd think in America we would think of something like that, but this chicken bakes, it just goes really good. Anyways, you don't care about a stupid chicken bake. You care about a burger, and I don't have one because I can't afford to do shit. I can't even afford to buy comics, even if there were comics, because out of work. And yeah, it sucks. And I don't know how I'm going to feed myself. You probably don't know how you're going to feed yourself. And more maybe you're one of the lucky ones that's an essential worker, and so your job is protected for the time being. If you are an essential worker and you do that, thank you for I guess keeping us all alive. Because anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this thing here, this frozen food thing that's actually pretty tasty. And we're gonna get into why I'm making this video today. I do actually have some new comic books, so hey, something to look forward to. I'll be right back. Man, I really miss In-N-Out. Hopefully this stuff clears up quick. Those chicken bakes, they're actually really tasty, especially, like I said, if you doctor them up a little ranch, a little barbecue ranch, or just plain ranch if you're not a barbecue fan. But they're pretty tasty. And well, I don't know. I'm talking about food right now, probably because I'm daydreaming and wishing I had a burger, and I haven't had one since whenever. I didn't even have one on last comic books day. I think I talked about that. But today might be the biggest new comic books day ever for me. This is Comixology, currently the only way, well, not the only way, one of the primary ways you can actually get new comics. As you can see, I got some in progress books. Those of you who don't know, because you tuned out of my channel or whatever, my channel's kind of transformed a little bit during this pandemic thing. It's instead of being on comics, right? Because new comics, they're not coming in. There's not really me to be on comics channel about. I guess I could do comics that I've had, but you know, it's without the newness coming out. I don't know. It just seems. Plus, I'm kind of battling some depression about everything, but I've been doing these story time streams late at night, usually about 10 o'clock Western time. It's too late for a lot of people, I understand. But you can watch the replay if you care. You know, why would I do that, Ash? Well, the whole point of the live stream that I do is I read comics. And you go, oh, that sounds boring. And maybe it is. But my buddy Skipintosh over at Thinking Critical has been doing this on his on the Thinking Critical Twitch stream. And I tuned in a couple times, and I was like, this is pretty fun. You know, you just hang out with other comic book fans in the chat. Skip reads you a comic book, and you just get to chit-chat about comic topics. And so I invite you to come to one of my streams where I've been reading comics. Now, the current stream, the format that I do is I read typically 2 comics. I do what I call like an opening act comic and then the main act, you know, the headliner. And the previous episodes, I did 6 issues of Gideon Falls, issues 1 through 6, which is the first story arc. 1 issue per episode, and I read through it. Now, that was a cold read. I did not know about the series, but I mean, I didn't read it before, so my reactions were true and honest. I talk about the book and engage with everyone in the chat about it. And then some of the opening act comics were various issues of X-Men back from the late 80s, early 90s during the Chris Claremont run. That were part of my childhood and the thing that brought me into comics. So you get to not only get exposed to some pretty fun comics, if you haven't read those before. If you have, you get to revisit them, but you also get to see me talk about why I was into comics, what I liked about them, and you know, experience basically my typical what I'm all about in comics. Now, I'm currently reading Birthright. Last night I started the first issue of Birthright, which is a banger. Like, it is one of the best first issues of a comic I've ever read. And I really love this series. I've done this series, I featured this series before a long time ago on the Ash and Batch show. Now, I decided, you know what, I didn't know what to approach next. And so I was like, you know what, F it. I'm going to do Birthright. I know I've read this several times. I've talked about the book. I can't really review it because it's that type of story that it just spoils stuff. You can't. So I guess if I'm going to spoil it, I'm going to do it right. Like, I'm going to spoil it. And at least if you're going to get spoiled, you're going to get the whole story. You're not just going to get me say, you know, hey, Darth Vader is Luke's father. And you're like, what? You know, like, you're going to get to experience the story and see the spoilers for yourself. So I might be doing another stream tonight. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to. It's tough because I got to do a lot of impromptu. But if you haven't, if you're thinking about it, watch that stream. I'm going to try to edit and put the timestamps of the book so you can just click and fast forward if you don't want to listen to the jibber jabber that's in between in the streaming part. If you just want to like get the book. Also, Birthright issue 1 is free on Comixology right now, just completely free. You can download it, read it yourself, see what the hell I'm talking about. So anyways, so part of New Comics Day is new purchases, and Comixology, because of this crisis, and Marvel and DC and everyone, a lot of other people giving away free comics. Comics to read in the pandemic. So I'm all about free comics, even if they're not good. It's free, so you don't lose anything. My only problem with bad products is when you make me pay for it. Then it's like, wait a second, I gave you something, you didn't give me something in return, right? And that's kind of why I can excuse myself on my channel, because I'm like, if I'm bad, but you didn't pay shit for me. Like, if I suck, you didn't lose anything except maybe your time. So hopefully I can offer you at least a little bit of entertainment, or at least fill in the gaps during your day while you're sitting I used to say at work, but some of you are working. If you're at home, you're sitting around just watching the kids play video games, you're doing the dishes, whatever it is you're doing, you just want something in your ear to occupy your mind. Maybe I can be that space here. So Marvel Comics is giving away a bunch of comics right now. Not all of them are great, but they're trade paperbacks. It's not just single issues. So you get full-on story arcs. You get the, like here, you get this Amazing Spider-Man. You know, it's the Dan Slott Spider-Man, so people are like, ugh, but I did hear that the last issue, when he ended his run, was actually this Red Goblin storyline was pretty legit. So I don't know. I'm going to check it out sometime. It's free. You know, what do you have to lose? Avengers versus X-Men. I've heard terrible things about this as well, but it's free. Black Panther with Ta-Nehisi Coates. I'm sure it's terrible because it's Ta-Nehisi Coates. I'm sure it's racist, anti-American, but maybe that'll be worth reading just for the cringe. We'll see. Black Widow by Mark Waid. Yay, who cares? But it's free. Captain Marvel, Kelly Sue DeConnick's Captain Marvel. This is the epitome of the the Carol Danvers that I think everyone hates. And this might be another good cringe read. Now we start getting into some better stuff. Now we have Civil War, Mark Millar and Steve McNiven. You know, not everyone loves this book, but I've heard some good things. People, you know, had some good things to offer. I am a big fan of Mark Millar myself. And so, look, again, it's the whole, I think this is a 12-issue series, like it in trade paperback, free. Then X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga, one of the greatest X-Men stories ever told. It's not my favorite, but a lot of other people go, oh, it's the greatest ever. Here, get the whole story free, judge for yourself. And then we got some single issues. There's a bunch of Batman stuff. I noticed whenever Comixology has a sale on comics, go through like every page. Like it was like a big Batman sale. I just go through every page because sometimes it's not just a discount. Sometimes it's like, here's a free issue. So we got the very first issue of Batman Year One, which I have, but why not just have a digital copy? Because when it's digital, I can actually do stuff on the stream with it. We got the first issue of Batman Hush, and then we've got Batman Rebirth. We got Dark Knight Returns, issues 1s, Long Halloween, issue 1. Look, you can see all these issue 1s. There's a Birthright. I just went through and found, look, All-Star Superman number 1, American Gods number 1. So you can actually maybe find some good comics here. Look, you can get the first issue of Damned. I'm sure that the Batwing is edited out. I'm gonna guess. I haven't looked. And then this is a series that I've been wanting to check out for a long time. Beasts of Burden. And I was like, I don't know. I love dogs. I'm a huge animal lover. I really love dogs. You can hear my dog right now tipper tapping on the hardwood floor. And they had the whole series free. Jeff Lemire's Berserker and Bound, free. Black Hammer number 1, free. And then, yeah, so Dark Horse had a bunch of these free comics. I don't know what Cryptocracy is, but they had the whole series free. So look at this. Pages upon pages of comics free. Look at the whole Avengers. This is one of the trades that was also, didn't see in the list before because I got this earlier. This is free. The Avengers Kree Skrull War, the entire storyline. Roy Thomas and is it Sal Buscema? I always mix up the names. Then I think I posted this on Twitter. Valiant had a big thing going on. They were giving away a bunch of free issues, number 1s, and I got 110 issues. I just went through. I was like, go through, free, 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 boom. So all of these number 1s, and a lot of these are from the 2012 through 2017 era where Valiant was money. I'm talking superstar, awesome books. Don't Jody Hauser you might ignore, but look, Robert Venditti, X-O Manowar, Jeff Lemire, Bloodshots. Anyways, I went through and I just grabbed them all because again, it's free, even in the shitty ones, and just tons of stuff from that era, tons, even stuff from the 90s Valiant. You can see as I'm scrolling through, and they just were giving away everything. And so I'm like, free, yeah, sure. Pages and pages. of Valiant books. Oh, I play this game. What am I doing? I play this game, Rise of Kingdoms, and so I keep getting notices. What am I doing? Sometimes the touchpad is a little too sensitive. Oh, come on! No. Well, you get the point. I don't need to go show you all the hundreds of Valiant books. They're all there. Got a bunch of DC books, and literally probably in the last week, I've gotten, counting the trade paperbacks, several hundred comic books for free. So take advantage of this time. Go check it out and get yourself some free digital stuff. And yeah, so I wanted to show you guys that. Let's see what's actually on sale right now because I haven't checked today. I try to check every day because you never know when they're going to throw some big sale. You can get some good deals. Of course, nothing's better than the free. And yeah, this is kind of where I was finding stuff. I would go and yeah, like here's the DC starter pack. I would just go through and just click view more and see all the stuff and find free issues just buried in there. I really like Comixology. I know some people are like, I won't read digital, but if you can get yourself a good device like a large tablet. I have an iPad Pro. It's a 12-inch screen, and it's actually, I prefer to read comics on it than the paper. And I know some people go, oh, that's sacrilege, but honestly, it's better. It's a bigger screen, like the 12-inch screen is actually bigger than the comic book page. The Retina screen, good Lord, I don't even play that game anymore. The Retina screen is just beautiful, like just super high res, easy on the eyes. The illuminated screen lets some of the really good colors pop out. I can read it in bed with the lights off. I don't have to worry about crunching the comic because I fell asleep and then rolled over on it. You know, I don't have to worry about my fingers not being perfectly clean and messing up the book because I'm a collector. You know, I can take my comics with me. Everywhere I go, I can just grab my iPad and I've got tons and tons and tons. I don't have my entire collection with me, but, you know, all the new stuff I have. I've got hundreds of comics that I can just read at my fingertips. So there's really great reasons to have. Now, I know reading on a phone and a computer, on your actual PC, can be kind of a pain in the ass. You can't turn it, well, I mean, some people can turn their monitors vertically, but most people don't. And this phone's too small. But if you can get yourself a tablet, if you don't want to spend the money on an iPad Pro, I can completely understand. But like a 10-inch Amazon Fire HD tablet, I often see on sale for like $150. And tablets are great. Just sit around, watch, Netflix, YouTube, all that good stuff. That's why I got my iPad, to be honest with you. I'm not even a big Apple guy. A long time ago, when I got my first iPad, I was going to get an Android because I think Android is way better. And I did all this research, and I found that Android in the tablet sphere just didn't make any good products. Apple dominated from a hardware perspective. And what I really cared about was my tablet was a media consumption device. I didn't need a computer, and I didn't need a mobile, productivity device, right? I could do my mobile banking and check my email stuff on my phone. I didn't need my tablet for that. What I needed is something that would let me read magazines and comics and books and watch movies and YouTube and TV shows and any sort of visual, playing some games. Playing mobile games on a tablet's so much better. Doing all that that's all I cared about. I didn't care about anything else. And when it came to just delivering that, and also being super portable, good battery life, Apple, there was no contest. So that's why I'm an Apple person, just for tablets. Anyways, I've bored you to tears on that. So let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of today's Ash Wednesday. Stay tuned. All right, we're back with Stan and Forky, and as you can see here, I got a package. Thanks, guys. This is what I'm excited about. I actually got this over the weekend, but I wanted to hold off until Wednesday because that's when I do my Ash Wednesday videos, and I guess I don't know. I was being stupid. But look who it's from. Doug Ernst. Great dude. Huge influence on me for getting into the original Comicsgate movement, the customer, customer first, critique the comic book industry for its bad practices, not the current CG, which calls itself Comicsgate, but in actuality is a cult. I like to tongue-in-cheek make fun of it and call it Caesargate, because that's really what it is. It's a bunch of outraged buffoons who always hail Caesar, and it's sort of a cult to peddle outrage to sell comics. And it sucks because Doug's not a part of that. Doug is, he had outrage. That's why he started doing videos and stuff, but he had legitimate customer outrage towards a company that was doing him wrong and he was paying money to. And anyways, he's a good guy. He is a straight shooter, and he's got integrity. He's never veered from his message. He's never sold out to just trying to get you to buy his books. And as a testimony to this, I didn't have to buy this. Now, this is a book that I was fortunate enough to win on his stream, or not his stream, but Thinking Critical's 5K anniversary, not 5K celebration stream that he did. And Thinking Critical, if you don't know, is my buddy Wes, who does a great channel, has been putting a ton of work into providing you all the news and criticism of the industry that you can handle. He does a great stuff, collaborates with lots of people. He's collaborated with me a couple times. And anyways, they did the stream. They gave away comics, and one of the comics that was on the offering block as a prize that you could win was Doug's comic. I'm drawing a blank. It's Soulfinder Demon's Match. And this is a book that I wanted to buy when it came out. I don't really support Indiegogo projects, though, as a matter, not really of principle, but kind of. I guess it's kind of principle. I don't want to pay $20, $30, $40, for comic books. I'm not saying that people shouldn't sell those or can't sell those. I always make the analogy of sort of like the exotic car industry. There's a market for people to buy a Bugatti Veyron, right? Or, even cheaper, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, McLaren. Like, those things exist for 1% or less of the population, right? Like, most people who want a car want, it's just something that gets them to work and back. It can haul around the family. Soccer mom can, take her kids to soccer practice. It's practicality. Comics are a medium that was built around affordable, bite-sized consumption. And the Indiegogo scene that Comicsgate tries to push is not about that. It's about high-end, expensive material, which for the people that can afford, that's great. I unfortunately can't afford it. So, that's my own shame and embarrassment to admit. Look at, what's in here? Oh, look at this. They put, Doug, you are the man. Not only did they pack it in the Gemini 2 mailer, he put on these cool painter's tape tabs that you can see here. Helps me grab it and slide it out. You see that? He cares about the book. Oh, here's the creme de la creme right here. Oh, it's thick. It's thicker than I expected. Holy crap. Now you guys have all seen the picture before. Dave Dorman is one of my old school favorite comic cover artists. This is a beautiful book, Doug. Geez, seeing it in person, even through the plastic, the title here is like gold embossed. It's harder to see on the camera. This really feels quality. So we'll put that up there with Stan the Man and Forky. Getting Dave Dorman to do a cover. I mean, that's just a dream come true to me. If I could do a comic and just have Dave Dorman do my cover, I didn't care if I sold one copy. It would just be published with Dave Dorman. So, all right, then we got this. I'm assuming this came packaged separate, probably to Doug, and then Doug forwarded it on to me. So I'm going to credit the actual person who sent it, which is, if I'm right, this should be from Timothy Lim, who is another good guy, part of the original comic upset movement that went off and did their own thing. Oh, wait, what is this? It's not. Wait a second. Did I? Oh. Maybe I'm misinformed about what it was that I was actually winning. I was expecting Black Ops with Soulfinder, but I got another Soulfinder. This one autographed. So, I don't know. I could be misinformed about what it was, but you know what? It's all free. So, it is not going to complain about anything. I am just elated that not only did Doug, not only did I win, but that Doug was kind enough soul to donate his product to Wes to use it as a promotion, and so that people like me could be fortunate. Count my blessings. Thank you so much, Doug. I just said that weird. I don't know why. I'm doing this off the cuff. Don't know why I'm nervous. I'm sitting here alone, but maybe Doug will watch this. I just want to send my appreciation. Also, thank you very much, Wes from Thinking Critical, who actually ran the contest that I was able to enter and win. I was very fortunate. I've won very few things in my life, and this will be a prized possession for that sort of, not nostalgia, but sentimental value. I look very much forward to reading this, and I have 2 copies now, so I feel like I can actually open one and read it, because I just kind of want to keep it pristine. And unfortunately, unlike mainstream comics, I can't go and get a digital copy along with it to just read it on my iPad. I gotta do this old school. So, and then I gotta figure out a way to record it if I'm gonna do some sort of review. I don't know. So, you guys, thank you so much for watching this far. If you did, hopefully you got some level of boredom relief. I don't want to say entertainment. I do try. I mean, I do try to provide something. We talk about comics. It's really that enthusiasm and the love for comics that we have, that we share. I think that makes this great. I love connecting to people that get it like I do, and we have that mental connection. It's like, there's a guy who he understands. Hopefully you have some of that connection to me. Put your comments down below so I can have a connection returned. Join me on those live streams to read some comics, and we can have some fun while we try to live through this pandemic. You can join me on Discord. I got a Discord channel, and despite what naysayers like England Teen will try to tell you, Discord is not a pit of hell. It is not full of raving lunatics. I'm sure out there people that there are, but my channel is maintained really well. I don't tolerate any BS. There's no crazy. Everyone that's on there is nice and respectful, and it's been a lot of fun. You can talk to people, actually real voice, and you can make connections, and hopefully you guys are staying safe. I blabbered on long enough. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Wes. And I'm gonna figure out what I made a mistake about. I could have sworn a black. Anyways, who doesn't matter. I got 2 Soulfinders. I'm a lucky guy. Thanks, Stan. Thanks, Forky. We're out. Oh, hold on. First of all, I just noticed in my haste, I thought there was only 1 signature. There's 3. So Brett R. Smith. I'm assuming. Doug. I don't know is Tim. I think that's Tim. and that's Doug. I can't really read the signatures well, but I'm sure it's all three of these guys. That's what matters. And I didn't thank Timothy Lim, Brett Smith, for putting this all together and also taking the time to sign those. But in the box, I noticed I almost didn't. It was kind of taped away. I got a little personal. My real name's Eric, by the way. If some of you guys know that, I've been watching the channel. Shh. That's an insider thing. He sent me a personalized card, and that's really cool, man. Like, not only did I get a comic, I got a personal touch. All right. Well, there's nothing really personal or you know, that I have to keep secret. He didn't confide anything to me that I need. So he gave me a nice thank you card. And then he writes, Eric, congrats on winning Wes's 5K subscriber celebration prize. I have included a team signed book and another copy of Soulfinder that you can read whenever you're up for a good story. Thanks again for your support over the years. Best, Doug. Thank you so much for this too. Like, this personal touch that you took the time to handwrite, get a card. As someone who's been following Doug over the years, you know, on his channel, and has been an inspiration to me having a channel. You know, getting the book is one thing. To see that someone he just didn't pack it away and be like, okay, here's your prize, move along. To Doug, this is more than just making books and making money. It's about people and just bigger ideas. Thanks a lot, Doug. I don't know if you're ever going to see this video, but it's out there. Thanks again.